Live on Big Book. What is happening, Elite FPA Belfast community? Back at you today from the HQ. Back at you with some freemium information as well. What is going down? Give me a wee comment in the comment section. Let me know that you can hear our PJ hovering in the background there with his wife beater on. Give me a wee comment in the comment section if you have any questions on any of this shit today that I'm about to cover. So listen, I kind of wrote into the group a wee bit about this earlier, and I said, you know, these are things that you can do for absolutely free, no money at all, to start progressing your fitness business or to build your fitness business, or, you know, whatever it is that you want to do at this stage. Like, doing this stuff now will cost you absolutely zero in terms of, you know, the monetary value, but obviously, you know, there's an energy expenditure value that comes along with it. Okay, now I kind of said earlier on, I'm going to give you this information, and the only way this won't work is if you don't apply it, is if you're a lazy bastard. All right, because the reality is that, you know, there's only 4 things right now essentially that are holding you back from getting started in the fitness industry, starting to build your fitness business, like whatever it is. Okay, so the first thing is if you are lazy. Now, me personally, I don't think people are lazy. That's just the truth. I think that they're uninspired. Okay, I think people can be uninspired sometimes. Now, the thing about that is you kind of have to question, if you're uninspired right now to get out there and help people, why is that? Okay, so why is that? Think about that. Like, truly, like, think about the position that people are in right now. People are scared, for one. They're probably a wee bit anxious about leaving the house, probably slightly depressed, maybe about going back to work or whatever, consuming more alcohol, sitting on their fucking ass a lot longer throughout the day, looking at social media. You know, there's a whole host of things that's going on right now in people's lives. And if you're not inspired right now to get out there and help people, you know, just kind of think about the position that those people are in. All right. So do I believe people are lazy? No. I just think that they need to get inspiration from somewhere. And it might be, you know, it might be a case of reaching out to some people and asking them, like, what is going on in their life right now? Like, what exactly is it that they need help with? And then go ahead and start helping other people. Which kind of brings me on, I suppose, to the next thing that's sort of holding you back, possibly. And, you know, some people aren't going to like this, is selfishness. All right. You're thinking about yourself too much. Now, here's the thing. All right. The reason that I get on video every single day and I do these live at 11s and I go in and I coach our clients, and, you know, the reason we built this facility and all of this here is not for me. All right. It's not for PJ. It's for the people that we serve. All right. Because if we were thinking about ourselves throughout this process and, you know, throughout the last decade when we were trying to build this place, then we wouldn't have gotten as far as what we have. Okay, that's just the reality. If it was about us, then we we wouldn't have been able to serve so many people. We wouldn't have been able to get people results. We wouldn't have been able to get up out of bed in the morning, right? And that would have been very selfish of us. So that would have held us back ultimately. Now, one of the things that I say to people is, let's say, for example, and I'm going to give you one of the examples that you can do for absolutely free. I suppose I should start with that there, is you can post daily content on any of your platforms, all right? That's completely free of charge. But whenever I say to people to go out and start doing that, automatically sometimes the response is, but I think I might look bad, or what will people think of me? Or I don't think I look good, or they start coming up with all of these excuses as to why they can't add value to other people's lives. All right. Now, what I would actually suggest is that you're actually selfish withholding that information, especially if you go and think about what are the problems that people are having right now. People are at home, probably by themselves, anxious, and let's say you do have that information at hand, but yet you don't do anything with it. Okay, I would argue that you're actually selfish, not going out of your way to help those people. Okay, so that's the second thing that I would say is actually holding people back right now from not making the type of impact that they want to make. It's selfishness. All right, now the next thing that's holding people back right now is distraction. Okay, it's distraction because people get up, they roll out of bed. First thing they do is straight on social media. And listen, we can all get caught in this trap. We can all get caught in the social media trap, sitting, scrolling. Especially me, I fucking spend so much time posting on it. And next thing I'm looking at something else, and you just kind of get lost in that world, right? But it's actually holding you back from doing the work. And I actually had this wee thing that. Now I actually got it off. I think it was like James Clear out of his book Atomic Habits. So whenever I find myself, even beginning to watch other videos on YouTube, because this is the one for me, by the way. I always whenever I go onto YouTube, it's always boxing. There's always old boxing videos on YouTube, and obviously I love watching fights and stuff. So if I go on there and I see a fight, next time I'm like 4 rounds deep, and I'm like, fuck, man, how did I even start watching this here? And I suppose it happens to people through various different things depending on what you're into. But I always say out loud. I always try to say it out loud, and I think I got it off James Clear what I'm actually doing at the time. So if I catch myself scrolling, or if I catch myself, getting distracted, I'll actually say out loud to my phone, "Why are you watching this when you could be doing something more productive?" And saying it out loud helps you reinforce the thing that you're doing or that you're not doing, so that you can then put the phone down and you can get back to work on whatever it is, whatever the main priority is in your life. All right. So I'm assuming that if you're in this group, then your main priority is to help and to serve people through fitness. All right. So should we be spending 4 or 5 hours a day sitting scrolling through social media when we could be doing that? Fuck no. Should we be sitting watching Netflix documentaries when we could be out there helping people? Fuck no. I'm not saying that there's not a time and a place for that, but if helping and serving people is not your number one priority, then that's probably the thing that's holding you back. So it's distraction. And then the fourth thing that I would argue is holding you back is you got no accountability. All right. So here's the thing. I'm going to give you all of this freemium information, okay? Free information right now. And you know what? 99.9% of the people that watch this aren't going to take any action on it. One person may contact me and say, "Hey, mate, can you show me how to do that?" Which I can do for sure. But the reason most people won't apply it is because they have no fucking skin in the game, all right? Shout out to Evaldis, dude. I don't know if you're watching this here, but if you are, comment in the post or on the post. So Evaldis qualified at Elite good few months back, 5-6 months ago, and he got out there and he started coaching people here and there in the industry. And then he contacted me a couple of weeks ago and he was like, "Dude, listen, he dropped the ego. He says, I need your help." And lo and behold, a week, 2 weeks later, he's, you know, sold tons of people online. He's building stuff in his home country, Lithuania, and you know, he's doing some more awesome stuff. But that just came with him getting accountability and getting some coaching, dropping the ego, and then reaching out and asking for help. So I would say, you know, those are the four things that are holding you back. 1, laziness, which I hope that is not the case. 2, distraction, all right, which probably is the case most of the time. 3, selfishness, which again, I hope is not the case, because, you know, some people, until someone points it out to you, sometimes you're completely unaware, all right? And then number 4, you got no accountability, all right? Accountability moves mountains, dude. So anyway, you know, let's get down to it. 10 things that you can do for absolutely free, cost you absolutely nothing, and it will start helping and impacting people in a positive way today, all right? So number 1 is that you could train someone for free, all right? Now, look, I'm not a big fan of training someone for free, all right? Because I don't think it gives them, I don't think it's valuable to them, for one. You know, there's a whole host of things, but for the purposes of this here, let's say maybe you're in the middle of your course, or you're maybe not qualified, or right now things maybe just aren't happening for you. Like whatever it is that's going on, I don't know, but I'm just giving you this information. Let's say you grab a friend or, you know, a relative or whatever, and you start off by training that person for free. Okay, this is just one person, by the way. I wouldn't start training a bunch of people for free. Let's say you get that person awesome results. Okay, so now you've got your first piece of content marketing. Okay, you've got the person result. You've, you know, made a positive impact on their life. That's not going to cost you anything apart from a little time and energy to get that person results. It mightn't even cost you time. You know, you could coach them online, and they could get some awesome results, you know, lose 5-6 pounds, whatever it is. And, you know, that could be a positive outcome. It doesn't cost you anything in terms of the financials, all right? So that's the first thing basically you could do, all right? And it could snowball from there, all right? You could capitalize on it from there. The next thing that you could do, which would cost you absolutely nothing, and this goes right across the board, by the way, everyone could go and apply this right now. You could go and ask that person, let's say you've trained them for free, you could ask them for 1 or 2 referrals. If you have, you know, if you've served that person well, if they've gotten results, if everything has went well for them, then there would be no reason whatsoever why they wouldn't reciprocate that. Okay, so, you know, ask them for results. And this goes even if, let's say, you're coaching people online right now, like whatever it is that you're doing with people right now, reach out to some of your best customers, some of your best people, and say, hey, listen, I know, you know, I know what people are going through right now. I'm committed to helping X amount of people. Could you do me a huge honor and send me, you know, 2-3 people so that I could help and impact them in exactly the same way that I have done for you? All right. And it really is that simple. You know, I think we have a tendency to really overcomplicate this at the time. And like I say, if you have served that person well, if you've got them results, there would be no reason why they wouldn't send someone your way. Okay. So number 1, possibly coach someone for free, get them awesome results, cost you nothing, absolutely nothing. And then let it snowball from there and ask that person for a few referrals. Okay. So once you've done that, you know, the next thing that you could do is you could do a free seminar, all right? And it doesn't have to be in person. It could be done, you know, it could be a webinar, it could be Zoom, whatever it is, but you could do a seminar on, you know, on programming, on nutrition, on mindset, whatever it is that people are struggling with right now, you could go and do a seminar based on it. Whatever it is that people are struggling with, PJ struggling with the deadlift there. Right, so I got to do a seminar on deadlifting. Sorry, I fucking make all the noise you want. All right, so you could go and do a seminar, and it would cost absolutely nothing. Again, apart from, you know, a little research and a little time and effort on your part to get bodies into that webinar or Zoom call or whatever it is. All right. Now, I already covered this next one, but I'm going to recap on it anyway. You can post daily content on all of your platforms. Now, I don't know which platforms you're on, but you know, let's say we'll go with the most popular, which is Facebook and Instagram. TikTok potentially, I think, is probably more popular today, but there's not too many people. You know, there's not too many people converting people into paying customers on TikTok. So, you know, whether, I don't know, it's completely up to you. That one remains to be seen. So we'll take, you know, two of the biggest business media platforms that I like to call it, which is Facebook and Instagram. Again, it costs you absolutely jack shit to take out your phone and start speaking into your camera. Now I know the next thing you're going to say, oh, but I don't know what to say. Well, that's real simple, okay? You go to the people who are struggling the most right now and you ask them what are the biggest problems that they've got, and you simply solve that problem on camera. Real simple, all right? So you can post daily content on all of your platforms. And again, you know, there's loads of ways that you can get creative with that content. There's loads of apps and stuff that you can use. You know, you can do like a 30-day free trial to some of those apps that make your sort of media more attractive and get more eyeballs on what it is that you're doing as well. And again, it costs you absolutely nothing for at least a while. You know, you may get away with it for at least 30 days or whatever. But again, that's 30 days for you to do a video every day, ask for a referral every day, you know, get a result every day. And these things, again, just snowball. All right. So you can post daily content and it costs you nothing. Number 5, create a Facebook group, which costs you absolutely jack shit again. Okay. And then again, you can repurpose the content that you post on your main page. You can do live videos on your Facebook group. You can do, you know, polls. You can do all that stuff that kind of gets people engaging with your content, but also adds value to what people do each day. And that was one of the things that I had Valdis do straight away, was create a Facebook group and start posting content into that. And already he's got a couple of hundred people in that Facebook group. And, you know, he's already got a couple of customers online from that as well. And it's cost him zero. Okay. It's cost him absolutely zero. Because if you think about it, you know, I'm going to talk about emails here in a second, but a Facebook group, people get notified straight away, which is kind of different to your business page. You know, your business page, it could essentially get lost. The content could get lost, especially if you're not paying Facebook any money. You know, Facebook and Instagram just throttle your content. But with a Facebook group, which is free, and you can add people to it for free, and as long as you're providing value in the Facebook group, people will stay in the Facebook group. And then each time you post a bit of content, it actually notifies people. So it's almost like it's almost like an email as well. Notifies people and people see it all the time. Okay, so you can build a Facebook group. That's number 5, and it costs you absolutely zero. Let me just check the chat here. Let me see if we got any questions on here. Let me see. Shauna Bellu's on watching. Drew Lawler's on watching. No questions as yet. All good. All good. We'll get through this pretty quickly now. Sweet. Everyone's absolutely killing it right now. No one has any questions. Good to hear. Okay, so number 6, and this is probably going to be a bit of a strange one for you, is you can connect with other fitness professionals, which I always find makes it easier to create business. Okay, so I like to create business with other fit pros. You know, obviously I run a coaching program for fitness professionals, and I help them create business. They help me create business. I connect those guys together as well. And then even, you know, just reaching out to guys that who maybe you want to learn from, whatever, that has a tendency to, you know, it has a tendency to develop you as a person as well. All right. Now, I shared this quote the other day, was very rarely does your level of success exceed your level of personal development. But when you're connecting with other people and when you're learning from other people, essentially you are developing yourself. as a person. All right, so reach out and connect with other fitness professionals. And do you know what? Listen, and I know I said this is free, but if in some cases you do need to pay them for their time, do it, and you'll make that money back tenfold, especially if the person is well clued in and they're willing to share some of their information with you. Okay, but for the most part, you may just want to connect with other fitness professionals and learn some of what they know and apply that to your business. And again, a lot of the time that costs absolutely zero to reach out and say to someone, here, listen, absolutely love what you're doing at the minute. I get a lot of value from it and I'd love to connect someday. Costs you absolutely nothing. Okay. Number 6, connect with other fitness professionals. Number 7 is, read up on educational material. Because again, going back, I said about distraction earlier on, and a lot of people just find themselves, trying to fucking scroll to the bottom of the Facebook wall. And if you think about it, in the hour that you spent trying to find the bottom of the Facebook wall, could you have, done some research on some of this information that I'm giving you today? Could you have done some research into, programming, nutrition? Could you have possibly listened to, a podcast by, someone who is providing some quality information? Like, there's loads of other things there that you could have been doing in that time for absolutely free, which again would develop you as a person, as a coach, as a business owner, instead of wasting your time being distracted by meaningless tasks. All right, now there's books there that you can order on Amazon which cost £2, and there's going to be a lot of quality information in there. So if you don't have access to, let's say you don't have access to myself, let's say you can't pay me as someone to mentor you, maybe you don't have the financials right now at this time, it's not going to cost you much to order a book for £2 on Amazon and do some research into your business, into becoming better in terms of nutrition, fitness, coaching, like whatever. All right, that doesn't cost much, but you can still do that, and you can still again progress yourself well. Next thing, so that was number 7, read educational material. Number 8, all right, now this is getting a wee bit more technical, is that you can build a website or a funnel for absolutely free, for at least a while anyway. So the next one, number 9, is actually build an email list, but we'll start on this here. Okay, so you can get a 2-week trial, isn't it, Paddy Joe? Where'd it go? 2-week trial on ClickFunnels for absolutely zero. And you can build a website there all by yourself, and you can take that website and you can add it to some of your social media content, and then people can go on to that website or the landing page or whatever it is, or the funnel, whatever it is that you want to call it, and people can consume some more of your information. That person, that prospect, that person who has clicked on that link and who has landed on that link, now has went from being completely cold into being warm. And especially if they hit in their email address to a link, which you can do on ClickFunnels again for absolutely free, won't cost you anything for I think the first 2 weeks. They can then become what we call hot traffic. Okay, so they're going from cold, maybe knowing you're there and then consuming some of your information, to landing on your funnel, to hitting in their email address, and then from there they become hot traffic. Okay, so from cold to warm to hot traffic, because once they hit in their email address, that's basically saying, I'm interested in what it is that you're doing here, send me some more information. Okay, so number 9, moving on from there, is building an email list. Now, Kieran Flynn, Kieran's an awesome wee dude, awesome wee strength and conditioning coach. He reached out to me the other day and he said, dude, I'm thinking about building an email list. What are the pros and cons? What do you think? And it's real simple. All right, it really depends on the audience. You can do it for absolutely free. Okay, you can go to MailChimp, you can create an email list, and you can connect it with your ClickFunnels, and that's an easy way to start progressing that. And it's free. All right. Now the only thing is, if you're going to commit to it, if you're going to put in, you know, the time and effort, and you're going to learn about copywriting, and you're going to be consistent with it, it's worthwhile. And especially if your audience do open their emails. But if that's not the case, and if you're not going to do all that, then it could literally just be another distraction, which essentially you don't want. So, you know, it's about figuring out, is this something that my audience would be into? Am I going to be consistent with it? Because again, if it's not, and you're taking your audience away from, let's say, the funnel where they could simply, you know, get some more information there, or even, let's say, Instagram or Facebook direct messages, if you're taking them away from there and you're sending them to an email list, well, then it could be, you know, it could be a wee bit of overkill, when essentially you could have created a customer already simply through Instagram or Facebook. Okay, so, you know, you kind of need to think about, is it going to be worthwhile for you? Me personally, you know, I simply do both. All right. You know, I'll get customers from Facebook, I'll get customers from Instagram, and I'll also get customers from email as well. But again, you got to be consistent with it. You got to be super consistent. Okay. So that's number 9. Number 10 is you can create a YouTube channel and a True Coach account. The YouTube channel will cost you absolutely nothing. And in fact, if you get enough views on your YouTube channel, YouTube will start to pay you to allow ads in amongst your videos. All right, which is cool because that's passive income. Now, you know, this is, I know this. Do I do this personally? No, but I know people who, you know, who are capitalizing a lot on YouTube and who have really delved into that platform and who are doing some awesome stuff on it. And again, it can be done for free. No cost to it. You can build a YouTube platform for free. Doesn't cost you nothing apart from a little bit of time and effort. And then, you know, finally, True Coach, great platform. We're coaching people on it. You can get on there. And again, it'll cost you nothing for the first 30 days. You can convert some customers on there. You can automate some of your systems. And again, you can snowball that from there, which is super simple, you know, super simple information. But like I said earlier on, a lot of people are not going to go out and do that shit because they don't have skin in the game. All right. You know, is there faster ways to build all this stuff? Of course there is. But, you know, get out there and just start doing it. You know, just get the work. Just start doing it today, and, you know, things will happen for you. And listen, if you do have any questions on any of this, I'm going to leave you here. Hit me up in the comments section. Let me know if there's anything you need. And listen, again, if you got value from this shit, make sure you get out there and share it and tag someone in it. Peace out.